Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Elevate Your World podcast. My name is Jules, I'm your host, and I am talking about growth in today's episode. Now, the Elevate mindset, I always call it, is a way of thinking that says we evolve and we develop over time. We're not fixed, we're not static. And to be successful at business, you need to have this mindset so that you can continue to learn and grow. An important element of this mindset is measuring your own progress. How do you know if you're growing? So this means identifying each milestone and recognizing it and even celebrating when you've reached it. Any excuse for a party. Yeah, we celebrate every milestone here. And these milestones, they offer proof that you're growing and show that you can change over time. Well, at the same time, it's showing that you're making progress towards achieving your goals. I think of it like a kind of a feedback loop. So each milestone gives you more evidence of your growth. And then this in turn helps you keep pushing ahead and setting the next milestone to the next level up. And with this, the way you set goals can make a big difference in your development. In order to set a milestone you aim to achieve, it has to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. S is for specific, which is identifying exactly how you will know once the goal is actually achieved. Then M is measurable. Attach some numbers so you can easily measure it. Actionable, A, break it down into steps needed to reach the goal. R for realistic, it needs to be something you can actually achieve. Instead of saying you want 1 million followers in a week, say you want 100, that's more realistic. And then T for time bound, set a deadline for when you'll do it. So everything, rather than saying I want 1,000 followers, you need to say when, by the end of May, by the end of the year, etc. like that. So with these clearly defined milestones, you'll know for sure when you reach them, and they'll be more effective in both reaching your goals and then again measuring your progress. Now, this is something that I do to measure my progress. Is I keep a folder. I call it a success folder, and that's on my phone, which is linked up to my PC. And in that folder, I save things like screenshots. So if we're sticking with the example of the followers, growing followers on your social media accounts, I'll start at the beginning of January with a screenshot of how many I have. Based on my milestone, I'll take another screenshot and keep it there. And that's just one example of screenshots and files for any completed projects that I've done. So, and you can include anything that you consider to be an achievement. The purpose of this is that you can use this for motivation when you need it. And it also shows you how far you've come, because once you're busy doing all the work, that sometimes you can't actually see the progress. So once you keep like a folder like this, it does help you and it keeps you motivated, definitely. Now, whenever you start doing something new, now this is the flip side, you can easily see the progress. So you see it, you can see as you're growing. But then once you reach a certain level, you level out and your growth appears to slow down, and you feel like you're stagnating. And this is the thing with the level out. You can level out in anything. Say it's January, you started a new diet. Yeah, or your business, or you're learning a new language. And it is quite frustrating when you hit this ceiling. But it's usually a sign that it's time for a change of strategy. And what has worked up until now to promote that growth isn't working anymore. And I like to always put a positive spin on anything. And for me, I just think I've become too good at whatever it is. I've become too good at whatever it is I'm doing. And in order to grow, we have to keep meeting challenges. And right now, the challenges aren't challenging enough. It means that you need to do something new. And, there's so many examples like maybe it's time to launch products in a new category. Or maybe you've done all you can with your current audience. It's time to branch out and try a new audience. You can look into maybe new marketing channels and add a new strategy to the mix. Or even, which is a bit more extreme, consider rebranding. Those are just some ideas of new things you can do. Now, we live in a world that is constant. There's always constant change. And perhaps there's been some change that has occurred without you even realizing it. So look at your numbers, the demographics of your audience, just the sales, the traffic over the last 3-6 months up to a year. See if something has happened that has caused your business to stagnate. Like, for example, with social media, that ever-changing algorithms. Oh gosh, yeah. So what could you do to overcome any of those changes? And the reason for your level up may not even be something you're doing. Maybe something has changed, like I said, in the world or the market that's preventing your growth. So you ask yourself, what change can you make to adapt to what's going on? Now, on the other hand, when we hit that ceiling, sometimes it's just a matter of perception. But what you do need is some constructive criticism, productive feedback. So it's good to identify people who are at the next level of where you want to be and spend some time around them and get advice and help from them. Successful people measure their progress as a matter of course, and when they level out, they look to shift gears and they're not afraid to change strategies. It becomes a habit. And if you want to adopt that elevate mindset, you have to make it an intentional part of your business. So this includes things like setting aside time for strategic planning, doing the research, and taking the time to learn new skills or techniques. So put time on your schedule to set goals, review results, see the milestones, and remind yourself how far you've come by referring back to your successes. All right, thank you for listening to this episode on growth. For more on this topic, you can visit our website, elevatestudio.uk.com, where we do have more resources, articles, ebooks, and we actually have a course on goal setting and that you can enroll on. And also you can book us for a one-to-one consultation and we can help you with your business goals. Thanks again for listening to the Elevate Your World podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode.